Let's see. I'm gonna put you guys on the computer. All right. Okay, guys. Hello and welcome to another live. I hope you guys are well and is in good spirits. It's the weekend. It's the weekend. It's the weekend. It's the weekend. I'm always so happy when Friday comes because Friday it's Sabbath preparation. Let me just put the volume down on the computer so you won't disturb you guys. Yes, I'm always so excited and happy because it's a Sabbath, and I know that it's gonna be the day of rest once the sun goes down tonight, and so I am super happy. I have my food going on the stove right now, so I'm gonna make this live and make sure that my food doesn't burn. All right, guys. So yeah, and I'm always looking forward to the Sabbath because I can rest and relax, and I don't have to worry about doing lots of things in my house. Well, I don't do anything actually on the Sabbath, but it's a beautiful day. I'm so happy to be alive, and I hope you, wherever you are on this planet Earth, that you're happy to be alive and that you are well also. So yes, let's get into the video today. Today's video is why African Americans in Canada and US are leaving Canada and US to move to the continent of Africa. And I want to thank my friend Fatima in yesterday's video where I talk about why African Americans are leaving the continent of Africa. She said, "Oh, can you do a talk on how why they're going to Africa?" So yeah, so I decided to do that. I had another video, but I said, let me do it. I can always do the other video after. I like to do what my subscribers, my followers ask me to do. So that's what the video is going to be about. So let's begin the video by just telling you guys why we personally are going on the continent of Africa. It is because we want the freedom to do a lot of things that we really necessarily, not we cannot do here, but it's much more difficult to do here because of all the bureaucracy and all the stuff that I require of you here. And then when you talk about racism, it's a whole new story. So it's a lot of things that is happening here. Plus, we think we've been in this country for a long time enough, and we want to spread our wings, and we want to do most stuff with our life, and we want to share the abilities that we have with our people. So that's one of the big things that why we're going on the continent of Africa to start a new life. Another thing is like we own properties here, but like when you're living in Canada or America, like you have a building or you have a house, but it doesn't technically belongs to you because you're paying a mortgage to the bank. Even after you finish paying for the property, the bank, you still have to pay loads of taxes, and every year the taxes go up and up, and it's a lot. Like this year the mortgage rate has doubled, and so we're paying twice the amount for each property that we have, and also the taxes went up, so it's a lot of money compared to like the country that I was born in Grenada. We have like family land, so we build our house on the land and we don't have to pay taxes. And in some places where they're paying taxes, it's just like a very small amount of taxes. But on family land that is passed down, you're not paying taxes. So when you actually put a house on your land, the house is yours. You don't owe the bank anything or something like that, because the property is generational land. It's your family land that has been passed down. So that's one of the things that we want to get back to. We're hoping to like getting in on the African continent and buying our land. I know in some other countries that we researched and our friends are there, you have to pay a little bit of taxes, but it's nothing. It's nothing compared to what we're paying here in taxes. You know what I mean? So that's something that I want to get away. That's some of the main reasons that we want to get away from the West and like the value systems and all the stuff that is happening. Like we don't want to be a part of that. We don't want to be living in Sodom and Gomorrah anymore, you know. But a big thing, a big reason why we're moving to the continent of Africa is because the Most High has really been speaking to our hearts and telling us that we have to leave this place and go to the continent of Africa because He has work for us to do. Since me and my husband were young children, we were told certain things by the Most High, but we've been doing our own thing. And so He's like reminding us and telling us, hey, I told you these things since you were young. You're supposed to be doing that stuff. And we haven't really been doing it to the level that the Most High had told us to do it. So we know that we're supposed to be in Africa among our people, and we know those things that we were told to do, it has to do with our people. We have to do it with our own people and not with anybody else. So we're moving there mainly to follow the direction and the calling and of the Most High. So that's basically it. And you know, we're have to be obedient to the Most High and do what He tells us to do. All right. So that is we have other reasons why we're moving there, but I just wanted to tell you like a few reasons why we personally, our household is going to be on the continent of Africa. Okay. Now I'm also going to tell you why some of our friends are on the continent of Africa. We have many friends who are on the continent of Africa. Some of our friends have been there for 3 years, 2 years, 1 year, 4 years, 5 years. We have a lot of friends that are there on the continent of Africa, and they have moved there for different reasons. Some of our friends are there because of jobs. They got good jobs in Africa, so they moved there. Again, some of them have retired and they moved there. Some of them, their children went there and they decided to go and live with them and build a house around their children because you know it's just easier or better. Some of them, they want to do businesses like farming and live on the land and do certain stuff, so they move there because it's just better. You certain things you can do here if you don't have like we have a property which have a couple of acres, so we were able to grow food and do certain things, and so we have the space to do it. But not everybody can afford that kind of property. I know my friend, she had a house here, and her property was small, so she grew things around her house, so she couldn't grow a lot of things like I was doing, and she really liked to garden and stuff like that. So you know that's like it's a kind of holdback for her because she can't garden and do a lot of things that she really want to do. So now that she's in Africa, she's really happy. She have chickens and goats and this and that, and she's really happy because that's a happy place. You know, she comes from the Caribbean, and that's what she does. Even if she you know, she went to school here and she has a degree and stuff here, but her passion is gardening and just being out there looking after animals. We have the very similar passion, and for years she wanted to do that, but she just couldn't do it. So now she moved to Africa. She got a home, built a home, and now she's really happy where she is at. So that's another thing. Another friend of ours is over there because they want the kids to go to African schools and learn the value system, and they don't want the kids to be in this crazy Sodom and Gomorrah system. So people have many different reasons why they're over there. I'm just telling you a few why our friends are over there, and I told you a few why we're over there. But now I made a list of some of the things, that, including me and other people and general public, like when I watch videos, what people say, and I even have some points of myself that I include in there to let you guys know why African Americans are leaving Canada and the US and going to live on the continent of Africa. So the first thing on my list is the calling of the Most High. If you watch a lot of YouTube videos, you see a lot of African Americans said basically the Most High told them to pack up and leave and go, right? And I think like, I don't know what is their reason why the Most High tell them to do, because I don't know, but I know the Most High told us to go to Africa even before I met my husband. I didn't even know my husband. I didn't know anything about him. Never seen him in my life before I was told to do certain stuff. You understand? And him too. So when we come together as a team now, we figure out, oh, we kind of basically being told a lot of similar stuff. So yeah, everything fall into place, right? The next reason why is a cheaper cost of living. So if you ever lived in the USA or you live in Canada, a lot of my family are in the US more than in Canada. Oh, maybe I have equal amounts. I don't know. Maybe more in the States than here. But when I go visit my family members in the States, the prices have been going up higher and higher and higher, right? So the cost of living is very, very expensive. My father owned a building in the States where he rent, that's his building, his own, and he rent out rooms and apartments inside of it. And like rent is very, very high. I've already told you guys on one video that one time I was there spending some time on my in my father's building because he was away, and I needed to be there to take care of stuff. And I told you like he didn't tell me the price of the rent, and when the tenants came to give me the rent and I check it, the lady's like she says it's correct, right? I was like, okay. It was so much amount of money, and I couldn't believe like the rent cost that much. And I called my dad and I said, is that the rent? And he said, yeah, that's the rent you paid you enough. Like he didn't tell me how much you have to pay me. You know what I'm saying? I guess he forgot. But the point about it is rent is really, really, really high. And I can talk about that because I know, because my father owns a building and he charges people rent, right? They rent the basement, they rent the upstairs, different part of the building that he owns. And my dad took years and hard work before he could own a building in the US. It didn't just happen like right away. It took him a very, very long time. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes when you see people have stuff, don't be envious or be jealous of them, because my father worked really, really hard, all kind of jobs, cold, freezing, all kind of stuff to make his dream come true. You understand? So now he's older now, and he can have this investment to take care of him when he's when no, that he's of retirement age. So basically the cost of living is very high. I have a couple of friends who live in rooms in the USA, and I can't believe the rent they're paying also. It's just very, very ridiculous. My good friend, I go visit her, and I said, she was telling me like her room was just like one room, just like a room, and she has everything in that room, and she's paying like a fortune. Like it's not even a house or apartment or anything like that, and it's so expensive. So cost of living is very high in America. Cost of living is very high in Canada also. So people are moving because they want to. Who wants to live in a room for the rest of your life? And even if they buy a house, the house itself is expensive, and like I said, like the bank owned the house, you don't really own the house. And if you come to a point where you're able to pay off the house after, I don't know, 30 years or 20 years, I don't know how much, based on the salary you're making, you still have to pay these taxes, and these taxes are not going down, they're going up. It's like 2,000, 4,000, 5,000 for taxes. Is very expensive. We pay taxes here. It's very expensive. It's not cheap. So can you imagine that? So that means if you're a person working for minimum wage all your life, you would never be able to own something at all. Nothing would be yours. Like it belongs to you, So that's a problem, because I don't think anybody wants to live this life existing just paying somebody. If you don't pay your rent, if you don't do that, somebody can kick you out. You can be on the street. You don't want to be a slave all your life. If something happened to you, you get sick, you have to be worried because they're going to kick you out of the apartment. I don't think anybody wants or desire this kind of life. But sadly, this is a life that a lot of people are living in Canada and in the US, right? Including us, right? We have our properties, but God forbid anything happen and we don't pay for it, the bank is going to take it, right? We're going to lose the house. So that's the whole point. And as I mentioned, that if you, in my country, Grenada, if you have land and you build your house on it, if something happens, nobody's going to come take your land, because the land is family land. This land has been passed on from generation to generation. Nobody can come and take your land. Nobody can come and take your house. But living in the US and Canada, the bank can take your property. They can. That's just that's just it. That's what it is. So people move because they it's a cheaper cost of living. Rent is lower, food is cheaper, and all that kind of stuff. Here, when you go to the grocery store, it's $100. My goodness, this small bag that you come with here, it's incredible. You're like, is that $100? But if you move to the continent of Africa, you can manage. Even when I'm living in my own country in Grenada, you can manage. It's things are expensive. I'm not gonna say no, but you can manage compared to Canada here. Because Canada, we have winter, and you can't grow anything in the winter. Even if you live in a warm climate, you can still grow some tomatoes, you can grow some herbs, you can grow a couple of stuff. Even if you have a big place, you can get pots and you can grow things inside of it. You can grow vegetables. Some people they cannot afford to buy meat every day, but they have a couple of vegetables growing in pots or in containers, whatever, and they can harvest the vegetables, the herbs and stuff, and they can live with that. They can plant a couple of banana trees around their house, and They can harvest the bananas and they can live a life. But if you're living in Canada here, which banana tree are you going to plant? Which? You're not going to be able to plant no banana tree. Because the winter come, the banana tree is going to die. In the summertime, we have 3, 4 months of summer. That's basically it. You can grow some herbs and stuff like that. But what's happening for the rest of the year? Because we don't have 4 months of the year. We have 12. So what's going to happen to you for the rest of the year? The 8 months of the year, what's going to happen to you? So these are kind of things that people are thinking about when they move to the continent of Africa, or when they move to a warmer climate besides Africa. You know what I'm saying? So that's what they're thinking about, really. The next thing of why people move to the continent of Africa is being among their own people. You want to be among your own people, and when you're among your own people, you feel better. That is in my opinion, and that what I am saying, and many people have said the same thing. And I guess you guys can say yes or no in the comments. Type in the bottom if that's a yes or no for you. Okay, let me know. But I like to be among my own people. That's basically it. Honestly, I want to be around people look like me when I go on the street. I want to see people who look like me, and I don't want to be like how you say, like I want to just be blending. Like if I walk down the street here, I'm a dark colored person, I stick out. But if I'm in the Caribbean, if I'm on the continent of Africa, I don't stick out. I'm just a regular, normal black person. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to stick out. You understand? The next reason why diasporas move from Canada and America is because of racism. We see what happened to George Floyd. We see what happened to that lady there who was shot in that house by the police. We see so many black people are getting killed in the United States of America. And we see all the racism, the colorism, the problem with the hair is a big problem. You can't go to work with your hair a certain way and all that kind of stuff. We see all the problem in the schools, the gun violence. We see all the stuff that is happening. People in their car just driving, police stop them, kill them. We saw a young man they killed just the last time in front of his kids and his wife. It's like the culture has become so, how should I say, it has become so violent and so traumatic for people. It's like people don't want to be there. It's like, I saw a couple of ladies was talking, having a conversation on YouTube, and they were talking about how, they're scared for their children. They have sons. And I think one son, he's a UPS person. I think the other one working in a post office, some kind of thing. But the point about it is the kids there, they have jobs where they deliver and stuff to people, or, they're in neighborhoods and they have to bring things to people, do whatever courier service they're working in. You know what I'm saying? And every time these boys leave the house, the mothers are worried and say, my goodness, would my son go drop a package for somebody doing his jobs, and would he be shot? Would somebody say he's on his property because he's a black man? And I don't think anybody wants to live in that kind of fear and that kind of terror. I just recently watched a YouTube video where I saw this UPS young guy. He's delivering a package to somebody. And then the neighbor on the other side came out with a rifle and started chasing him down, saying that he's trespassing. And the guy wasn't trespassing. He had a package and he just dropped it off to the next door neighbor. You know what I'm saying? And the guy was running for his life. But good thing he had a camera and he was taping that stuff. God forbid the neighbor has shot him. But like these kinds of stuff, you know what I'm saying? And the neighbor actually chased him all the way to the vehicle. And then when he saw the vehicle, he kind of walked away. But, like these are the things that is happening in America. And who want to stay in a place like that? Who want to live in a place like that? You can't even do your job. Like this guy is just minding his business, doing his job. And somebody's chasing him down. Like, all that kind of stuff. Who wants to live in a place like that? This is like, you have to say, should I go to work today? Should I not go to work? Should I stay in my house today? Should I not come out? But again, you have to go because you have to pay that rent. Like the house doesn't belong to you. The apartment doesn't belong to you. The room doesn't belong to you. This is not your family property where you can just go sit on it. Okay, I'm going to go cut bananas. I'm going to dig some yam outside. Oh, I'm just going to go pick some tomatoes in my pot that I planted. And I'm just going to eat rice and tomatoes today. You can't do that. You understand what I'm saying? So this is why people are leaving, because they just tired of this system and they just want to live a life of peace. You understand? So that's it. They're fearing for their life. So they're moving. So the next reason is freedom and free will to live their life. People want to have the freedom and free will to live their life as they please. Actually, if you're living in America, if you're living in Canada, you don't have the freedom to live the life as you please. Honestly, you don't. You really, really, really don't. If you decide to not work, you better start preparing to live under a bridge. if you living in a Caribbean island and you decide to not to work, you don't have to worry about living under a bridge because you have your shack you can live in. You can live in your Mabati house. You can live on your family property. I used to live in Grenada, in my island, on our family property, and I didn't work for an entire year. I was perfectly fine. I was perfectly fine. I didn't, yeah, I had a couple of bit of savings and I was fine because there's so much things on our land. There's cocoa, there's nutmegs, there's banana, there's yams. We have all kind of fruit, all kind of stuff. I can't say a day I was hungry. I can never say that. Not every day I ate meat or something like that, like beef and chicken and stuff. Well, actually, we had chickens. We had chicken. So if I really wanted to eat chicken, I could have just go and slaughter a chicken. You know, so I didn't need extra meat. I mean, except beef or mutton or goat or something. And then we had the sea. So if I wanted to buy fish, I go see my cousins who live close to the ocean, and they have boats, and I'll get fish from them. Like life was great. I can't do that in Canada. Where am I going to get the fish? I have to pay my rent. When winter comes, it's cold. You know, like so. It's really a different life. People want freedom and they want to live as they want. Like if you live in the Caribbean, you're really not burdened to go to work if you don't want to. You can work 1 or 2 or 3 days a week and you can survive. I was working when I was living in Grenada and I was very happy. I was working and I was able to save a lot of money because like I said, I was not paying any rent. I wasn't paying any rent and our land supplemented me of a lot of things that I wanted. Anything that I buy is basically like, you know, flour, sugar, rice and all that kind of stuff. And if I wanted to get like wild rice or something that was grown in my country, I could have seek to get wild rice or something like that. But I didn't do that. But there are things that I could supplement without buying it in the store and saving my money, you know, because I have a house to live in. I don't need anything. I have a shelter over my head. You know, I had clothes, like, and we have a sewing machine in our house. So if I wanted to sew anything, I could have just sew dresses or skirt or whatever. Because as I told you guys, I come from a family where there's seamstress and how you call that? People who fashion designers. So sewing is something that's in our family. So I don't really need that. You know, I can make my own dresses. I can make my own skirts. I can sew myself. My grandmother was a big seamstress. She was sewing for the entire community. You understand? So that's the point I'm trying to tell you guys. Like why people want this kind of living. And the next thing is like you don't have to worry about winter. You don't have to worry about the cold temperature. It's nice and sunny all the time. You know, you can just go take some sticks, put up a shack outside, put some galvanized on top, and that's your house, and you'll be fine. You're not going to be freezing in the winter. Who wouldn't want that life? You can buy a van, you can buy a trailer, pack it, you live in a trailer. It's great. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's the freedom to live as you want. In Canada and America, you don't have the freedom to live as you want. You can't just go pack something on a piece of land there. You're not allowed to do that. In Canada here, you can buy a piece of land and you cannot live on it. You can put your trailer and live there. That's not happening here. You're not allowed. You can take your trailer, put it there, go there for a week or two, but you cannot reside there for over 1 month. No, you can't do that. And you bought that land. This is your land. So you see, these kind of rules, like you can't live as you want here. In the West, there's no freedom, real freedom. Okay, let me tell you. And the next point is owning something. Like people really want to own something. You want the house to be yours. You want the land to be yours. You don't want it to belong to the bank. Okay, that's not a reason. Reason why some diasporas move to the African continent is they want to live off the land, right? They want to be able to grow their own food. Like I said, they want to be able to have their own animals. They want to be able to have, you know, put up structures on their property and don't have to be worried about paying all these fees just to put up a small structure, put up a 20 by 20 structure, like a little shed or something, or you have a family member who's not doing so well and you have land and you want them to come and you want to build like a little house for them so they can stay with you. You can do that if you live on the continent of Africa or if you live in a Caribbean country, but you can't really do that in Africa. Like we have our property there. There's an acre of land on the other side. We have a huge garden. If a family member come to me and said, I want to, can I build my house there? No, I can't say yes, go build your house there. I mean, I can say yes, go build your house there, but they can't go put up a Mobati shack. They can't go put up a little boathouse. That's not happening. It's not gonna happen because the city is gonna come in. They're gonna, break that down if they put it up, or if the person decides to go ahead and do it, they have to pay so much fees. They have to get so much things from the city. It's just not even worth it. It's just not. It's just not even worth it. So yeah, you can't even do that. But if you live in the Caribbean, in 2 seconds the community come and they put up a 20 by 20 little house for you, and you and your family can move in. You know what I'm saying? And you're happy and you're comfortable. That cannot happen in the US or Canada. Forget it. That's not happening. The next reason why the diaspora people, African American, move to the continent of Africa is to raise their children in a culture with values, right? We know what is happening in the system. We know what's happening in the West with the school system. The school system here is very bad. The teaching is not very good. I'm a teacher myself. I can attend to that. I had to fight many battles in schools when I'm there teaching. I want the kids to read and write and spell, and say, oh no, we don't do that. We want the kids to, do different things. But I thought the kids was in school to learn to read and write and spell and stuff like that. But the system is set up in a way where it's all about socialization, social, getting along together, and that's it. But the main focus about education, reading, writing, arithmetic, literacy, this is not the main focus here, honestly. And I'm saying that because I'm a teacher, you understand? And I know what happened in the system, so I can tell you what is happening in the system, you understand? As a teacher over the years, I had to be so much representative for my own people, and it's just a sad story. And honestly, our Black people are not doing really well in the system because we're not encouraged to follow our dream. And there's so much racism, and there is so much what do you call it, colorism going ahead. It's just a problem for our people. I think our people really need to wake up and see what is happening and stop sleeping, and just stop sleeping, because we really got to see what is happening. We really got to see what is happening. And some of us, we're really not paying attention. We really have to pay attention to see what is happening. Okay. The next reason why African Americans are moving to the continent of Africa is because to get away from high taxes. Okay. Why they live in America and Canada is to get away from the high taxes. Like I said, I already talked about the high taxes. The high taxes is just a killer, man. The next reason is slower and simple living. Some people are just tired of this rat race, this 9 to 5, this work, tiredness, sickness, health problems. They're just like, I'm done with it. And as you can see on the internet these days, like, young people in their 20s, early 20s, mid 20s, 30s, people are just saying they're just tired and sick. If you look at TikTok right now, everybody's talking about high prices. People are talking about the little money that they're making and how tired and sick they are, and they're just tired of a 9 to 5. If you put on YouTube, you will see somebody say, tired of the 9 to 5, no more 9 to 5. People are just fed up and sick about that. So that's a big reason to why people are just leaving, leaving Canada and America, because they just want to live a simple life, and they're just tired of the 9 to 5. They're just tired of waking up in this winter. They're just tired of waking up and going to these jobs. And all their money is not going for themselves. It's just for this rent to be paid, and all that kind of stuff. People are just they're just tired of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? The next reason why people are living in America and Canada is people want to live a more nomadic lifestyle. People want to explore their surrounding. They want the freedom to go wherever they want and do as they please, and don't have to be tied down to a specific job or a specific place. Many people like myself have dreams of traveling all over the place and just seeing what the world is like. I would really love to buy a van and just travel. I do some traveling with my husband and the kids. Over the years, they've traveled to many places in the US, down south. We've traveled across in some places in Canada, like out west. It was beautiful, fun. We had a great time. But as I get older now, I like to travel other places, just get into my vehicle and just travel, go to the lake, swim, do all kind of stuff. So some people nowadays, they live in this nomadic lifestyle. You're able to buy I think it's Starlink now. There's some other companies you can buy on the road internet, and you can work on the road. You can do YouTube. You can do there's this companies that you can work for, like customer service, wherever you are. Like you may be selling a product or answering clients call for our products. Well, you have to actually know about the product, and then people will call you if they have a problem with the product, and then you will solve the problem. So a lot of people are doing those jobs because you can do them anywhere. You just have a laptop, you have internet service, and then you can do this kind of jobs. You just have to find the right company to do, to be working with. A lot of people are doing social media management, which is another job that a lot of people are into right now, because you can manage accounts for businesses, you can manage accounts for firms, you can manage accounts for like anybody. Like, say example, if I have a YouTube channel with say, like, I don't know, 3 million subscribers or something like that, or like a lot of subscribers, and I have a lot of comments and different things like that, and I'm making a lot of money, I can hire somebody to manage my comments, like just go and type and say, okay, thanks for watching, I appreciate you doing this. So there's a lot of jobs out there that people are doing, which allows them to be nomadic. I know a couple who is nomadic, they travel all over the place, but they have a coffee business. So they travel all over, and they go to different coffee places, and they buy coffee, and then they ship it to the main location. Like, they have an area where they store the coffee, and there are people working with them, sorting out the coffee, making sure the coffee is good. And then uh they have a couple of cafes where they sell that coffee. The people go and buy coffee to drink, and then they sell some pastry and stuff with the coffee. But this coffee is really good. Like, those coffee come from Colombia, those coffee come from like Mexico. They travel all over. So, but they're nomadic. They also have a YouTube channel. They talk about I think they talk about the coffee and stuff like that. But that's what they're able to do. They have a store. The cafe, like I said, some coffee cafes, and they're able to travel in. They're doing their business, but they're being nomadic because they're doing the lifestyle that they want to do. So a lot of people, a lot of African Americans and people from, they're just leaving because better opportunities have worked out for them. And you can travel all over the continent of Africa. And can you imagine, you can travel all over the continent of Africa, and you can go to different places, you can get coffee. Like, that's such a nice business. I was thinking, I know this for like a lot for years, but I was thinking they were doing coffee, and when I was watching some places in Africa with cocoa, we make cocoa balls back home. Those of you who are on my channel who are from the Caribbean, we make cocoa tea with cocoa tea. So I know that's something that's not done a lot in Africa. Can you imagine if you go around Africa and you go to different cocoa plantations, and you buy cocoa, and hey Lovin, how are you? Imagine you buy cocoa in different parts in Africa, and then you make cocoa, like you open a cafe and people come to drink cocoa tea. Oh, that would be amazing. You know what I'm saying? So that'll be a good thing. Maybe when I get to the continent of Africa, when I get there early next year, I'll look into that, maybe, because I know a lot of people are gonna like that. This is like a traditional thing. You dry the cocoa, and you have to pound it in the mortar. You have to put cinnamon and different things that you put back home. I'm not gonna share the secrets here. But anyways, when you make a nice tea with it, ooh, and you could have a cafe, you could be selling biscuits and scones, and you sell that tea, that would be great. Anyways, so the next reason why African Americans that live in Canada and America, it's to retire. People want to retire in a nice place. They want to retire in a warm country. They want to go a place where their money is doubled or triple, or they can live the life exactly how they want it. So yeah, they just go there to stay. The next reason is to feel a sense of pride, and to be a part of the culture, and to be a part of the heritage that we missed when we were dragged away in slavery. So we want to, like, get back that heritage. We want to get back that pride. We want to I want to get that back. So we moved to the continent of Africa because we really want to go back to our heritage. We want to be among our people, our ancestors. So I've been taken back. We want to stand on the land and we want to say, hey, we are back. They have taken you on those slave ships, but we are back. I think a lot of us have that deep sense inside of us wanting to like please our ancestors and saying that they have taken you, but your generation lives on our feet, and our feet has come back to that soil. And I hope wherever you are, you're feeling proud because we are back. They have taken you, but we have come back. You know what I'm saying? So I think a lot of us is saying that. I mean, I'm saying that myself. I think when I stand there, when my son got to Africa, I was telling my son when he left, I said, "Oh, you're gonna be the first of your generation that has gone to step your foot there." And I was like, I felt so proud, and I could see my ancestors dancing. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, my ancestors must have been dancing, and I see that my son. When I see my son, yes. So listen, I'm coming. My ancestors are going to be dancing too, eh? My ancestors are going to be dancing when they see me, when my foot step there. Yeah, so my foot step there. So my husband's foot already stepped there. One of my son's foot has already stepped there. And the rest of us are coming. Our feet are going to step there. And our ancestors are going to be dancing their grave. Ooh, yes. Ooh, yes. Ooh, yes, they're going to be dancing. Yeah, that's what's going to be happening, guys. The next reason why African Americans are living Canada and America is because we want our children to experience a good life. We want them to have a good value system as they grow up. We don't want this Sodom and Gomorrah system to be in our kids' mentality, in our kids' brain, in our kids' mind. We want our kids to be married, have husbands, and have wives, and live the life that the Most High wants us to live, right? Because in this West, it's all about Sodom and Gomorrah, and we're not about that. So we need our kid to be in that kind of environment. And the last reason why I think African Americans are living Canada and America is because we want to be around like-minded people like ourselves, and we want to build community, and we want to strive in our community, right? Right, my friend Lavin? Hi, Lavin. I'm so happy to see you. Oh my gosh. I have to come visit you. When I come on the continent of Africa, I'll be coming to visit you. Okay, Lavin? I'm coming to see you. I'm coming to see you. Your little farm there, your multi-billion dollars house. I just love when you say that thing. My multi-billion dollars house. Lavin, you makes me smile when you say that stuff, man. I'm so happy that you appreciate your little place, you appreciate your land, and I like to see how you work with your brother is there helping you and your son. Man, I watched your video this morning where you were taking your son to school and stuff like that. I like your fish business. Very, 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 very nice. I love watching your channel, girl. Anyways, guys, this is all the points. And any of you in the live who have your channel, put your channel in the live so I can watch it, Like my friend Fatima, I watch her channel, and she always send me messages, She's the one that gave me the idea for the live today. So Lavin, I watch your channel, you know that. I'm always there typing, saying, hi, Lavin, I'm always there typing. But anyways, guys, this is the live for today. I hope you guys are well and you're going to have a fantastic weekend. Don't worry, I still have my pot on the fire, but it's on very low, so it would not burn. I'm making rice and peas. Okay, rice and peas today. So yeah. All right, guys. So stay positive. I know, Lavin, I know your favorite thing is you're God's favorite child. Yes. I'm taking you saying today, you guys are God's favorite child. Oh gosh. All right, guys, stay blessed. Shalom. Those of you who are celebrating the Sabbath, I know a lot of you are on there celebrating the Sabbath. All my African friends there who celebrate the Sabbath with me, you know who you are. Happy Sabbath. Get some rest. And those of you who Looking forward to the weekend. Get some rest, get some sleep, you know, get some nice sunshine on your body. And yeah, and those of my Canadian friends who are here, winter is around the corner. So enjoy the last bit of the sun because it's kind of cold outside already. So Mr. Winter is around the corner. All right. So enjoy the last of the sunshine, go for walks. Because soon we'll be wearing all these big jackets and boots and scarves and everything like that. Oh, I'm not looking forward to that. What I'm looking forward is to be sitting in the continent of Africa in the warm sunshine, eating avocados, mangoes, fried fish, yams in palm oil, and all that good jazz. So guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Ciao, ciao. I'll see you in the next live, actually. Ciao, ciao. Bye, loving. See you. I'm going to be watching your video because I know every day we post a video. I'm going to be watching your video, okay?